Hello traders, John at StockBookie.com. Today we're looking at Tesla, Apple, Baba, Amazon, Google, and the IBB. So let's get right into Tesla first. And I said Tesla, T-S-L-A. All right, we're going to go to the weekly time frames a little bit bigger just to give a better overall view of what's going on here. And basically for Tesla, they had the earnings, popped up, never got above this high. That's key here, guys. This was a big inside bar, came back in, retraced, we shorted it here, took a couple bucks only, came right back down, earnings popped up, we shorted again right there. You have moving averages, you have the 618. If you go to the daily, you got more resistance up there with the 200 moving average up there. So every time it hit it, boom, it came right back down. Now we're back down into the 187.91 area, and that's big support. Going back here, that needs to hold. If this does not hold, the markets start to dump, Tesla will be going lower. Tesla will hit this pivot here, 181, and you're looking at gap fill right around 167. Maybe this little pivot here. Ultimately, I see Tesla being a 140 to 150 right back to this double bottom pivot here. Down in here, I would possibly be a buyer. You're going to have to line this up with the SPY, the IWM, the Qs. If they're still selling, this is going to go lower. But if the Qs are starting to bounce, everything's starting to bounce, and this is going into this area, you want to buy this one for long. Right now, line in the sand is 187.91. That cracks, you're just going to stair step down. But an ugly sell from the 215. If you're long, please protect this one. If you're short, you could possibly ride it out a little bit more. Just time it with the markets, the SPY. Everything's a market trade, guys. If the SPY, IWM, Qs, DIA start falling, it's all going to come in. Apple. So Apple has earnings, same crap. They get everybody in there. iPhone 7, rally it up, same thing. Right to the 618, right into this high pivot here. And boom, right back down. Markets start to dump. It's going down with the markets. If the markets were staying buoyant, these stocks probably would start to hold. But since the markets are starting to sell off, you had the 5-0 retrace, you had these pivots there, it's not holding. I think we're going to come down to fill this gap, or at least here to the 106.78, and ultimately you're going to come right here back into double bottom around the 102. But at the end of the day, not tomorrow that is, but I see the stock going right back to 90 bucks. You might come back to 91.70, but we'll see how it reacts with the SPY. If the SPY bounces up, everything should go up tomorrow. If the SPY starts to dump, we're going to be in bad shape. So jobs number tomorrow, we'll see how those come out. I'm sure they'll be massaged perfectly. Not too good, not too bad, just right, blah, blah, blah. But we're short here. The Apple, we're pretty much, we're not short Tesla, we're short Apple. We're short Baba, we're short Amazon, we're short Google, we're short the IBB, but we're covering them. And IBB, we have a quarter position left. Google, we have half. Amazon, we got half. And so on and so forth. But yeah, this is going to be interesting. So let's see how this thing reacts when we get the gap fill. This gap fill down here around 105, and we'll see how it goes. Weekly chart on Apple. Let's see here. Yeah, right into the 618. I mean, look at this. From 90 bucks to 120, they go into earnings. They're running them all up. And we talk about this in our videos. They're running them all up into earnings, and they're all coming in. And then the markets come in, it's over. So you have support around 107.20. The 104 level, and then this pivot. This will be key right here, the 102.71. If that cracks, we're going to go right down to here, 95, and then I think we're going to test the double bottom. So be careful with Apple if you're long. And then we cracked through this support as well. So looking ugly. Tomorrow's going to be a key day. If the markets go up, these could possibly follow, but if the markets sell off on the jobs report and just Trump and all the BS news that CNBC's dishing out, then look out below, because these markets are going to go. You got to time them with the SPY. I have another video out there. And on the SPY and the IWM, take a look at that one if you want to see what's going on with that. So that was Apple. Let's get into Baba. Again, another one that they ran up, a high flyer. We talk about those. I got videos with high flyers on them. They're all starting to come in, guys. So the SPY, this one comes in, little inside bar, bearish pattern. They pop it up on earnings, and they drop it right into this low pivot here. This is holding right now. It's a 250 retrace as well. But I'm thinking you're going to fill this gap. You're probably going to go right back down to 87 and ultimately 83, 84 bucks. If the markets start to dump, the markets go up, we'll probably get a retrace. If we do get a retrace, we're going to add more to the short. If it does continue down, we'll start taking this one off the table and start taking the profits. But yeah, we had to be really patient with this one, guy. They drove it up and up and up and up and up and up, and now finally it's coming in. But I'm liking what I'm seeing. We had a little inside bar. We're starting to get some follow through. Again, we'll have some big support around the 95, 94 area. If that cracks, we're just gonna stair step down right back to this area again. 82 bucks. And if the markets sell, I think we go right back down to I'm bearish, guys. I've been bearish for a while. Watch my videos on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, and you can see that we've been doing a lot of live stuff lately where just come to the live chat room, do your bring a symbol. We go over a lot of different charts. We had a couple good trades in the last couple weeks. We've already took profits on them, and keep it rolling. One of them was SCO. We took that one. That one is just rocking right now. We were short the USO as well. Covered half of that one. We sold half of the SCO. And we're just going to keep rocking these trades one after another, guys. But anyways, Baba, you got some support coming up. Let's see how it reacts. Markets continue to sell. This will be going lower, period. Let's get into Amazon. My voice is killing me, man. I'm from Chicago. Cubs won last night, screaming. I can't even talk right now. Barely. But Amazon, let's take all these. Remove drawings. This was another one we talked about. Oh, we just removed that big trend line, but we'll stick it in there again. But we talked about this one, came back in, tried to, got everybody on board again, and then they crapped it out on earnings. Oh, here it goes, and then boom, boom. We're holding this here. This is a gap fill right in this area. Let's stick the lines in here. That's a gap fill, and we're holding this area down here. If this thing starts to crack or set up in a bearish manner, these start curling down on top of it, I think we could get to the $700 area. And this gap filled down in here. The ultimate thing that held this down, if you go back on the weekly, look at this. So you had the high pivot here. And if you go to my videos, you can see this. Until we actually, got above there and confirmed, we never did. Right about there. Close enough for government work here. So we got there, closed above, never confirmed, and boom, right back in. Never stayed above it. And here we are at the 20 MA. So that's holding it up a little bit too, but we're going to see on the weekly close where this one handles. If this thing closes below the 20, I think we're still on to the $682, $700 area. So if you're long in Amazon, be careful. If you're bullish, you want to stay above the 20 MA. You want to get above this line and possibly more upside. But at this point, guys, SPY, IWM. IWM's been leading the way down now, so be very, very careful in these markets. We could float through November and December, the Christmas rally or the Santa Claus rally. But if she raises rates in December, it's going to be lights out, just like last year in January. So be aware of that, guys. Now, Google, too. Google, good earnings. Man, they just crap this thing out. Let's go to the daily chart really quick. Come on. But look at that, though. Again, same thing. Oh, gosh. Pulls back in, catches some support, bounces up on earnings. We shorted here. We covered, gosh, I think we were in at 8. Well, did we short this one? There were so many we shorted. I know we were short. I think our average price was around 820. Yeah, it was 822. Oh gosh, we were shorting this thing as it was going up, and if it popped up on earnings, we did add more. So our average price was 822.49. We covered half at 801 and some change, and we just covered the other half at 780. We do have a swing trade on this one. That was more of a short-term trade on the earnings, but we do have a swing trade on this one as well, and we're going to ride this thing down. We have two accounts, guys. Swing trade account, intraday, and short-term trading. If we hold for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but the swing trade, we try maybe hold for a month, 2 months, 3 months, sometimes depending on the stock. Sometimes we hold for a day and we get out of it and we make money. Sometimes we get out of it with a loss. They're not all winners, but we try to rack up as many as we can. So come to the live chat room, guys. We have some fun in there. There's been a pretty steady stream in there of people, great traders, trying to find reasons why stocks are going to bounce or what have you. But let's stick a retrace in here real quick. Let's go to the top there. So yeah, so we have the 382 coming. You have the 50. You have a gap fill right in here. That's actually, let's take that out. We have gap fill. Then ultimately, you got a couple gaps down in here, but I'm thinking 737 First stop will be about 758, this gap fill, but that's an ugly sell coming from a high pivot. I'm thinking lower prices. If we get a retrace on this one, you could damn well short this one, especially if we come up into the 820, this area right in here. But we'll take a look at it as the days go on and see how this pattern sets up. Weekly close, we want to see where it closes tomorrow on a weekly basis. If it stays below this 20 MA, then it's more on the bearish side. If we pop up and capture, I'm thinking we're going to have a good jobs report. They got to get this markets up, guys. SPY's starting to break down. It's getting a little bit ugly. We're into support on some of these stocks. The SPY is a little bit away from the 200 moving average, so that could bounce tomorrow, or we gap below it and it keeps going. So tomorrow's a big day for the markets, guys. I'm hopefully going to do some live stuff, so come and join us. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. And let's have some fun with these charts, bring a couple symbols, and let's try to find the next great trade so we can make some money. All right, and the famous, the IBB. This one we've been short. We did this one a couple times. You can't ask for a better setup with this one. Let's go to the daily. I mean, this one was just rinse and repeat every time. I mean, every time it hit 300, we were short, covered, getting back up in here. We covered way too early, and this thing's going down. But we are in a swing trade as well, and that one we're riding down. We were upside down a little bit up in here. I don't know what the average price was on that one. But we did cover some, I think, at 250, and then we're going to cover the last portion right here at hopefully gap fill and double bottom, which was around 240, and that's what we called. When we were telling everyone to go short here, we were thinking this lower pivot. And again, this IBB is just falling apart. This was another high flyer, guys. It just kept going and going and going. I mean, look at this. So we were actually short up in here and then covered it, shorted off this great, look at this inside bar pattern. This is just epic. And then boom, right back to the 200. Then we've been just channeling in a bearish manner, setting up for the downside. I'm going to show you one thing on this monthly chart on the IBB. Guys, this is ugly. If this closes on a monthly basis below this pivot, I think we're going to 200 and then ultimately to the 164. And let me tell you, I called this one right here when we were at 340 to short this thing, 333, 340, and we got a $100 drop. This drop here, if this pattern plays out, we are definitely going to 165, if not possibly lower. So be very careful, because if this was a 100-point drop here, we could possibly get a 100-point drop right here. And that's at 246. You're looking at 146, 150 down. You know what? Let's just look at that. Is there anything else? 164. Yeah, right in there. Look at that little pivot right here. So 147.50. Gosh, is that ugly. If this chart plays out, look out below, guys. This thing's just going to tank. So be very, very careful with this one. All right, so that's going to be it for tonight, guys. It is 11/3/2016, and what a last week and a half or so. We've been cleaning house. We took some puts on Facebook today. We did some puts on. Oh my gosh, what was the other one we played? We've been playing all the high flyers, but pretty much putting puts on in the morning, letting it fade, taking them off at the end of the day, and they've been playing out perfect. And then one more, Ulta. We talked about this one. This one's just getting battered. If you look at my old videos, we told everyone to go short right here. So hopefully someone caught that trade. I mean, look at this. You go from the retrace right there. You couldn't ask. It was like, yeah, 266.66 right there. I posted something on my StockTwits page. If you look at my videos and look at that epic fade. This was your line in the sand right here, and boom. We talked about this level on earnings right here, this gap window. Right when it was here, I told everyone it's going to here. This was great consolidation, ready to go, and then the CEO came out and gave us a gift. And look, right back down. I think we're going to 221, ultimately filling the gap, and then we'll probably go down to the 200 even number. Let's look at the weekly really quick. Just to see, yeah, 215, there's your area right there, and then maybe around 200. And another high flyer coming in for landing. Monthly chart, let's see where the 20 MA is. Yeah, 200 bucks, that's where this thing's going. If the markets start to dump, if the markets stay buoyant, this could possibly move up. If it moves up again, short it. All right, guys, thanks for coming to my live sessions. Thanks for watching my videos. If you have any questions or comments, send me an email at stockbookie@gmail.com. Thanks again for watching. God bless. See you on the charts.